Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad that you are here. I'm not supposed to point. Whoops, sorry, my bad. Okay, so glad that you're here tonight because I'm excited about this topic because we're going to be talking about Canucks changes. There has been so much movement. It's been absolutely bonkers, right? And we're sitting here and we're wondering how this team's going to go and what they're going to look like and what this team's strengths are going to be, and everyone's convinced it's goaltending and defense, and I would not disagree with that, but I am concerned that we're not at the same level when it comes to the forward group, and that's where everyone agrees we need to get better. But maybe just maybe we don't. Not yet, because I have this strange feeling that the Canucks management are still going to try to make moves, but aren't going to be able to pull anything off until the season starts. So I get it that right now it's the off season, and everyone in Vancouver land, any Canuck fan that's still watching content at this time of year, where all the insiders and a whole bunch of the people are going on vacation, listen. They're dying for any kind of rumors like, oh, this guy's available. Oh, that means the Vancouver Canucks are in on it. Nah, no, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. And I get it. It's like we're so desperate. We need a second line center. I get it. I'm with you. It's not that I'm against you, but I am totally with you. But my spidey sense are going off. Not that I have any spidey sense. And Spider-Man's not even my favorite Marvel character. It's the Hulk. But by the way, post in the comments who your favorite Marvel character is. I'd love to know that. That'd be kind of fun. But more importantly, let's talk about the movement on this roster, everyone. Let's talk about the movement, okay? When you're looking at this team, think about all the players that have moved off this team. Like, they have moved on. The one thing about this Canucks management, and we should give them a ton of credit for, is that they try to fix their mistakes. That's exactly what they try to do. And sometimes they're just dealt a bad hand, and they thought that this guy was going to do this or that, and they're like, wow, he did not fit with our team, our roster, our culture, whatever the answer is. The management has definitely done a good job of trying to make this roster something special, but had a lot of challenges with injuries and rift and drama, and you name it, it's happened to Vancouver, and they've had to pivot and change and do things they didn't want to do, okay? They didn't want to do certain things, and I get it. It's not that they've been dealt a bad hand, but it wasn't, let's just be honest, they weren't expecting all the challenges that they had faced. Every GM has challenges, and they all have the salary cap, and they all have to work with their owner and in whatever capacity. And then you got the fans. Some fan bases could care less. Other fan bases like ours could care way too much. And it's great. It's great because we love hockey. And in Vancouver, we love Canucks hockey. But if you look at this roster, we're talking about we've now moved on. from Dakota Joshua, Pia Suter, Artur Shilovs, Kuzmenko, Susi, Mikheyev, Villiers, Juleson, JT Miller. There's a lot. Heinen, Desharnais, and some of you are like, yeah, we should have moved off on some of these guys. Of course, because they didn't produce. At the end of the day, they have to produce in this league, and that's where we're at. There's so much movement because there's so many players that aren't doing what they need to do. Even Sam Lafferty, think about him. He had some good moments for us. I mean, we're just going to stop there because there's people that are saying, RevTrev, you're crazy to think that this team with this roster is going to make the playoffs. Like, are you nuts? And I'm like, I'm not. I actually think it's a realistic take. I believe that the negative narrative has gone way too far. And I get, like, listen, I'm all about doing passionate, realistic, and honest content. And I think the negative narrative has gone way too far. In fact, I think there's a lot of people that are so critical and negative about the Canucks because it's more about their personality than it is about what the Canucks have done. And I get it. So you got to be careful. Like, are you concerned about this team because you're trying to say, I'm trying to be realistic about this roster? I do not think it's good enough. Or is that you're just so frustrated with how last year went that you're like, you won't even see any of the positives? Oh, by the way, other guy we moved on from, Zadorov, one of my favorites. Okay. Still sad about that. Maybe you're looking at this roster and going, it's a shell of what it was 2 years ago. And you're not wrong. But you're not fully right. Because if you think about last year was not only disappointing, it was a disaster. And we still had 90 points. And so many of you are thinking we're closer to 75 points now than we are 100 points. And I would argue that this team could get to 100 points the way it is right now with the guys that we have in Abbotsford, with the guys that we have scheduled to be on this club. I think healthy, this team could be a playoff team. So my prediction right now in July 2025, okay, is that the Vancouver Canucks are going to make the playoffs this year. And mind you, I'm gonna go low bar, and I'm gonna say we're gonna hit one of the two wild card positions. We're gonna make it. There's a realistic possibility that this team could be third in the Pacific. Yes, you heard that here. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a possibility. You want to talk about honest and realistic content? That's honest. A lot of people just want to poo-poo on this team. And I get it. It's been so frustrating. And then it's like people come into my comments and like, you're out to lunch, RevTrev, because this team hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years in 20 years. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I don't care what we did 20 years ago. I don't care what we did 10 years ago. Right now, I'm talking about this season. What I care about is this management and these players and these coaches. And you know what I mean? That's what you need to be focusing on. Don't go, well, 7 years ago, we didn't do nothing. It's like, yeah, this is a totally different team. Like, the Jim Benning era is almost over. That OEL contract is still haunting us. Okay, we're still got the residue of that terrible decision. The good news, we got Garland out of that deal. He didn't do everything wrong. Listen, Quinn Hughes is here because of Jim Benning and his scouting crew. Okay, Elias Pettersson underneath his like, who traded for JT Miller? See, that's the thing that we don't understand is we're sitting there and we're like going, see, 7 years ago, well, it's like there were some good things that happened. Now, has management done everything perfectly? Absolutely not. No, Rutherford and Alvin have not. And you've heard me say this a million times on this channel. These guys are not here to rebuild. They did not get hired to rebuild. They got hired to make the playoffs. They're trying to build a contender. And that is really important to understand. Like, if you don't understand that principle, you're going to be disappointed. And everyone's like, tank for McKenna. It's like, no, we're not doing that. The only way we end up doing that is, again, we run into massive injuries, devastating injuries, and then it's like, and then Quinn Hughes is like, you know what, guys, I want out. I don't think he wants out. I think he's going to stay. That's the only way that we do that. By the way, McKenna, what's wild is he's from Whitehorse, Yukon. I had no idea. I saw an interview with him, getting some questions asked, and he was like, where are you from? Whitehorse, Yukon. Say what? That's amazing. Who's the best player to come out of Whitehorse, Yukon other than him? Like, who's the next best player? I mean, it's going to be a while, right? Before we I don't even know. I don't even know one guy. I'm sure there's probably like 5 or 6. That's how good he is. Man, that kid's going to be good. I'm just saying, but he's a winger. We're looking for centers. It's going to be an interesting year. And you know me, I was not thrilled about the Canucks signing Pettersson to 8 years time, 11.6. I mean, it was okay, but he has been a massive failure so far in that contract. That's just the truth. But everyone's predicting that he's going to bounce back. I'm going to do some predictions soon. Some of you may have heard already, but I'm going to do a predictions video about the Vancouver Canucks. Okay. This offseason, I'm going to do one, and I want you guys can save it, bookmark it, do whatever you want to do, and we'll see if I'm right at the end of the season. By the way, just a heads up, when it came to the playoffs, I know hindsight 2020 is easy. I told everyone Florida's winning the cup. They're going back to back. I was right. You know how many hockey pools I won because of that? I have friends that are coming up to me and going, thank you so much for that recommendation. I won my hockey pool. I'm like, yeah, same. The only hockey pool I didn't win was the teams one. I came 4th and won $30 because I forgot. I picked Verhaeghe over Rodriguez. I shouldn't have done that. But I was like, oh, Rodriguez, he's a playoff guy. He's going to chip in a bunch of points. I should have picked Verhaeghe. I picked all the rest of them. Bobrovsky, all them, right? So, sometimes we get things right. Sometimes we get things wrong. But when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks, there's been a lot of movement. A ton of movement. Lindholm's gone. You know, we tried to re-sign him, didn't. You know what? We probably dodged a bullet on that one, everyone. So many changes. Think about that for a second. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with this team, and you're saying it's too much movement. You know, there's a lot of movement on a lot of teams. That's what happens every single offseason. Like, some people are like, there's no way he's going to – I'm just like saying there is a way. There is a way. I think the way for us is health. I think a lot of this season hinges on the health of Demko. I mean, think about it. Say Demko goes down, okay? And that's where a lot of people are nervous about it because it's too big of a contract. But, I mean, he still makes $5 million this year, everyone. If he goes down with an injury, and it's significant, it's like LTIR, everyone. That's what's happening. Okay, so if Demko goes down, Lankinen's our starter. And then what happens is everyone's going to see, told you shouldn't have let go of Shelovs. It's like, really? Are we really going there? Come on, guys. We've got our goalie of the future in Medvedev. I got to get that name roll off my tongue there. Medvedev is the goalie of the future for us, in my opinion. If he keeps progressing the way he's progressing, starting goaltender going to come up this season for the London Knights, who just won the Memorial Cup last year. This is crazy good. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's a great prospect. I like Tolo Pilo. I like some Ty Young. We got a lot of depth, but if Demko goes down, you're going to go, oh, see, I told you. She loves. No, we're losing him either way. It's either. So I did a poll, and I said, which tandem would you feel most comfortable No, not most common. Which tandem do you want the Canucks to walk in? I said Demko and Lankinen, Demko and Shelovs, Lankinen and Shelovs. Not one person voted for Lankinen and Shelovs. So if you just said you were team move Demko, you didn't obviously see my post because you didn't vote for that. It was overall, I think it was 79% of the people who voted in that poll were Demko and Lankinen. The Canucks put their best foot forward. They're spending $9.5 million right now on goaltending for this next season. I'm okay with that because I would rather have two healthy guys or at least one real. I mean, I'm just happy with that. I like Shelovs. I wanted him to stay. Don't get me wrong, but that contract to give him, it was either going to be like he's going to make this team. And let's be honest, Shelovs had every opportunity to make this team last year, and he didn't. He was terrible in the regular season, just terrible. And some of you are like, well, he's a goalie prospect. It's like, I know, but we're trying to make the playoffs now. So the Demko Lankinen thing is what they believe is going to give us the best foot forward, not only to make the playoffs, but to keep Quinn Hughes around, everyone, to keep our superstar around. But we need all kinds of things to happen. We bringing in DeBrusk and Lankinen and Sherwood last year was huge blessings. Okay. So those are good moves. And everyone's like, so much move. We're not going to, well, man, now it's like, oh, well, we need 10 Kiefer Sherwoods. It's like, well, thought there's too much change. Every team has change. So I want to show you, we're going to get into the comments in just a second, everyone. I'm so excited. And I get why people are mad about the Joshua move. They still are mad. I get it. But I mean, it's a salary dump. We had to do that. And teams don't want to take on salary and not get a good player. Everyone's like, why didn't we trade Hoglander? Well, he didn't have a good year last year. Well, neither did Joshua. Well, I mean, people are giving him a pass because he had cancer. And his size and his grittiness and the goals he scored in the playoffs against Nashville. And it's like, you know what? 2 years ago, that is. The teams want that kind of guy. The Toronto Maple Leafs are thrilled that they got him in the second line center. Everyone wanted P.S. Suter, but the Canucks are like, we want him too. We just don't want to pay him that much money. We don't want $4 million plus for P.S. Suter. We'll go a different direction. We'll get someone else, right? So I don't mind the movement. Let's just take a look right now for a second at this roster and the line combinations. I like how they put it here on dailyfaceoff.com. So the Canuck forwards are this. Can you see this? I think you can see this, right? Oh, yeah, you can see it's clear as day. By the way, I still don't get, like, why don't you have Kane's number? I thought he's picking 91. Okay, so as we're looking here, I actually think these are the proper lines that are going to happen this season to start the season. DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser. They played together last year. They're going to try to have some chemistry with them. Evander Kane, I believe, is going to be on that second line with Philip Hedl and Connor Garland. Now, I haven't talked enough about Philip Hedl yet, but we know, everyone, we know that he is the guy that we need to be healthy. And he's had a lot of concussions, I believe 4 or 6 of them. That's concerning. I care more about his health than I do care about his ability to play hockey. I hope he's okay. But if Hedl is healthy, I actually like these lines. Like Hedl, Kane, and Garland, I like that. Hoglander, Ratu, and Sherwood, that's a great line. That's a great third line. So we missed Joshua, sure, but then the fourth line is Bluger, and I'm a huge Bluger fan. I think he does so many intangibles. I love that guy. Sasson, they've been talking about playing him on the wing, and then O'Connor. I would also probably you could even put Hoglander down on that fourth line, And you could put Carlson on the third line with Ratu and Sherwood. You could totally do that. There's a lot of options there, okay? I don't mind this. Do I think this is the best in the league? No. But do I think that it's better than what people think? Yes. It's fine. It's solid. It's not great. It's solid, okay? So you look at these defensive pairings, right? Hughes, Hronek, great combo. Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers, I'm fine with that. Elias Pettersson and Derek Forbort, that's not bad. It's got good size, good grit. I mean, I want to see Mancini in there too. Forbort could be going down. Mancini coming out. I think Mancini probably ends up starting in the AHL. But there's depth there. There's depth there. And then we've talked at nauseum about the goaltending situation, right? I don't mind this team. I don't know what everyone's so upset about. Like, and then you get Demko and Lankinen, and you're good to go. You're good to go. Is it the best in the league? No. But is it a team that could make the playoffs? Yes. Yes, it can. It totally can. So, we'll see. I think Kane brings an extra jump. I think Kane's an upgrade from Joshua. He's only a 1-year deal, but he's trying to make contracts, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, before we dive into the comments, I'm really looking forward to. Just want to remind you, a lot of people have been asking me, RevTrev, that is such a sweet hat. Thank you very much. I've got hats, and if you want a Kempner Canucks hat, email me, kempnercanucks@gmail.com. I'll send you the cost. I've already sold a number of these already, but let me show you them. So again, you got my white hat right here, but these things are things of beauty. Look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous as well. I even have I've got a number of these black ones. Okay, everyone, I got a number of these black ones. So about four left, maybe 5 left. Yeah, just looking here. I also have one of the black ones in the 47 version. Everything's snapped back, by the way. Everything's snapped back. I have 2 more of these white ones that are available, and then I have 5 of these ones. So if you want one, let me know. There's no pressure to buy at all. Okay, I'm not saying you have to, but I know a lot of people have been asking about them, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Okay, let me hit the promo, and then we'll get into your comments. Looking forward to connecting with you. All right, everyone, let's dive into these comments. I've been looking forward to connecting with each one of you. Canuck fans are awesome in my book. So Coach Rob is the first one in the building, and Japan 4 is number 2. Shane is number 3. Good to see you, sister. Carol, welcome. Okay, so River Rat says, hello from land between the lakes, Dover, Tennessee. Let's go. I was just talking to a friend of mine. One of my little dreams is to travel down to Nashville, Tennessee, and watch the Canucks play the Predators in Nashville. I really want to do that. That's what I really want to do in the next few years. So hopefully we'll do that soon. Brian is in the building. Says, I hope that trading Joshua wasn't a misdiagnosed and mistake. Misdiagnosed mistake. Well, we were over the cap. We had to move something. So yeah, maybe it is. It could be possible. That's why people are upset, Brian. You're right. Yeah, I hope that he wasn't a mistake. They better They better sign a second line center. Yeah, I agree. What does he say? What do you also say here? They better sign or trade for a second line center. Hedl and Ratu can't be relied on that role. Maybe they can. Maybe they can. I mean, what center do you want that you think that we can actually afford? I don't think McTavish is coming here. I think that's a pipe dream. They've moved on from Rossi. Some people are like, oh, Josh Norris. Like, okay, well, why isn't he here yet? He's not. I don't know who they're going to pull off in a deal because over half the league's looking for a second line center. Kevin says, I think moving Joshua is better just to get roster spots for the young guys coming up. Need to move O'Connor now too. They don't have a plan yet to move O'Connor, but it could be. It could be for sure. Those Abbotsford guys are looking for spots. You got Baines, you got Carlson, you got Sasson. They're all looking for spots on that left-hand side, everyone. So, Kevin, you might not be wrong. As I have seen Sherwood listed as a center, will they ever give him a chance? Or no. He's a winger, guys. I'd be shocked. He doesn't play center, but everyone kept saying that about Joshua too. It's like, move Joshua to the middle. He's played center. He hasn't. He filled in for the on a faceoff when the centerman got kicked out. Joshua came in for the faceoff. That's all it is. And I think that's probably the same thing for Sherwood as well. Kevin says, addition by subtraction. Look at what we're getting. Susie outdid. Give Junior PD a chance to sign. Exactly. Brian does not think that Kevin O'Connor. Is it Kevin? Drew. Why did he say Kevin? Oh, because his name's Kevin. Kevin K. Okay. Drew O'Connell is not worth his contract. Okay. Ty Young is likely better than Tolo Pilo if anything goes wrong. He's a lot younger. Ty Young hadn't played a lot of games for Abbotsford, so I think Tolo Pilo would be the guy at the stage. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you're right. They signed O'Connor too early for too much. Now they're going to tag him. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure was not a natural there. Kelly, good to see you. Would Ty Young be brought up or Tolo Pilo if Demko or Lankinen gets injured? I think it's Tolo Pilo at this stage, but could change. By the way, I like that symbol, man. That's cool on your Facebook profile there. Sherwood is not a center, but Carlson and Sasson and Ratu are. There you go. Zach says, we really crapped the bed last year, and I'm not convinced that we were better than last year. So I'm not getting my hopes up. That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be drinking the playoff Kool-Aid like I am, and that's totally fine. Hoglander, for his size, is a bulldog. We need him in the top 6. Would rather Garland get space in the third line, to be honest. But where? Like, where would you think that he would need to go? Like, that's the question, right? So if you move Hoglander up and Garland down, so you put Kane over to Garland's spot and put Sherwood. Yeah, I'm not sure. That sounds good in theory. I mean, they might have to. We'll see. We'll see what they do. I could see the downfall of this team betting on Hughes. We should build the team around Sherwood instead of the two softest players in the league. I understand what you're saying. I just think that we need to remind ourselves that Hughes is elite. They are so hard to find. Makar, Hughes, then the conversation is debatable after that. Who's the next best guy? Like, these two are the best guys in the league. So I understand he's small, but he plays as hard as he can. And I mean, we got 67 points out of our defensemen last year, everyone. That you just don't trade elite players. I know they did that with JT Miller. I mean, I wouldn't consider JT Miller elite. I think he's elite at what he does. When it comes to a forward that can score, that can hit and be gritty, JT Miller is an elite hockey player. I think the Tkachuk brothers are there as well. Probably Tom Wilson's kind of in that conversation. Doesn't score enough points, in my opinion. But like, there's not many of them. Right? So Hughes is elite, and it's not even debatable. No one will be running Hedl if Kane is the pit bull standing beside him. I agree. I think Drew O'Connor is the next Joshua. He could be. We'll see. 1, 2, 3 lines are good, but the fourth line is bad. The fourth line is bad? Let's see this again. Blueger, Sasson, O'Connor. Okay. I hear you. Yeah. You might be right. Kane also might play with Pettersson. That could be the case. It could be Kane, Pettersson, Brock, and then DeBrusk, Hedl, and Garland. I totally am okay with that. If only Blueger could find the opposing team's net. He's not there to score. He's there to defend and to win faceoffs, which he does really well. He's tough to play against, but he's not there for his scoring prowess, right? But he's good. He's real good. I think he's like third line good. I really like him at the third line center. What does Drew O'Connor give us, if anything, except a $2.5 million bill? I mean, he's still young, right? Our defense is better. I agree. Yeah, it is much better. Are you willing to sign Forbort to another deal? Not yet. We signed him like he's here this year, but he's on a 1-year contract, right? You can't trade Forbort for anything. How much are you willing to pay Evander Kane if he plays good? I don't know. I want to see him a Vancouver Canucks uniform before I make a statement like this. I want to know if he fits with this roster. Win promo. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the encouragement. I try hard on all my graphics and promos and videos and all that kind of stuff. Kevin says, I think Höglander with Pettersson, Besser is the best use for everyone. DeBrusk, Hedl, Kane. Kane can play right wing. That's true. DeBrusk, not so much. And Garland could own the third line. That's a fair statement. Yeah, that's good. Brock, Sherwood, Demko. These 3 are your core players. No, they're not. Relying on Hughes is a big... I don't think so. Elias Pettersson is damaged goods. Possibly. We'll see. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's no one out there that's more honest about EP40, but I won't... We'll see what happens this year. He better bounce back. It depends. I think they tried to trade Höglander, couldn't get anything for him. Makes $3 million a year, right? That's why they wanted to go to Joshua. Just made $250,000 more than Höglander. I'm about 79 miles northwest of Nashville, 1.5 hours. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be awesome going down there, going to a Canucks Nashville Predators game? It won't happen this year because I'm going to go to Green Bay to watch my Packers play for my birthday. That's already happened. That's my birthday present, so I'm looking forward to it. But maybe next year or the year after. What style do you think Adam Foote will make Canucks play? I think it's going to be very similar to the Rick Tocchet style, but I hope not. Obviously, it'll be defensive, but we might have to with these forwards, right? If we can't have McTavish, Hedl is our only hope. And with a shield of Kane beside him, maybe ice opens up and he gets confidence. Maybe. I hope so. That's the hope. Shane says we need some more tough players. Canucks should bring more players in. We have room now that we released players. That's true. Hit the like button, everyone. Please do. That would be great. If Hughes didn't get injured, he would have won the trophy instead of Makar. I think I butchered the name in my opinion. Okay. Hughes and Makar. No, you didn't. You got it right. Makar. Bluger is cheap too. Super cheap contract, guys. Zach, what are your thoughts of re-signing Kane if he has a good season? I'm open to it. I don't want to. I mean, it's July 2025. Okay. I want to wait till the deadline and then we'll talk. But I know people will want to talk about this earlier. I think he could have a great year because it's the last year of his contract, but to sign him long term could be extremely risky. I agree. Carlson should be on the fourth line ahead of Sasson. That's fine. Let's see if I reload that, if they've changed it. No, it's the same. It's the same. Can't have all left-handed shooters on one line. I agree. I think Kane would go do a discount to get 3 years. I think if they're going to re-sign him, it would be a 3-year deal, and that's it. Carlson is the key for Sherwood, and he is physical. I don't think they're the same. They're not the same, in my opinion. But Carlson has more offensive upside, in my opinion. But Kiefer Sherwood was really good this year. Maybe the reason why I don't agree with that is because Carlson doesn't hit like Sherwood hits. Well, no one does, but Zach says 3 years on a discount would be great, but the locker room toxicity would be another JT Miller fiasco waiting to happen. Possibly. I mean, depends if he wants to play the NHL. I mean, this might be his last stop. So it's a good point, but the Liberals got to stop trashing Kane before he even steps on the ice. Give the guy a shot. He'll be a fan favorite like Zadorov. He might be. He might be. You know what? If he wears 91 and he hits everything out there and he scores a bunch of goals, if he scores 30 goals this year, all the people who bought Zadorov jerseys are going to change that name bar to Kane. They're going to do that. I think Rick Tocchet tactics is pass the puck to Hunches, so Hughes, and let him create offense. I mean, let him cook. What would be realistic? Elias Pettersson, great season. A realistic one, that's going to be my prediction video, so I won't say what I think, but I know most fans are saying he's got to be 85 points or plus to be a bounce back year and playing when he's supposed to be playing. Oh, by the way, everyone, forgot to mention this. I watched a little video clip, and it had Michkov talking. He was talking, of course, in Russian because he's Russian, and they were translating what he was saying. And he was talking about he just does not believe in the dump and chase of the NHL. That he thinks it's basically not wise strategy. You own the possession of the puck, and then you dump it in, and then you're chasing to go try to get possession. So all these Russian players all have been really don't like the NHL level, and because it's not about skill, it's about brutality, it's about speed. Well, speed's good, but everyone's got speed now. So I appreciate what it says, like control the puck, get it in, use your stick handling ability, Michkov's the guys like that. So you think about Larionov, Datsuk, Zetterberg, well, not Zetterberg because he wasn't Russian, but sorry, I'm just trying to think of all the Russian players that are all about not about dump and chase. They're about bringing the puck in. And I think they have a valid point. I can't, obviously, right now, I just drew a huge blank. There's a ton of them out there. Pavel Bure wasn't a guy who wanted to dump and chase. Mogilny wasn't a guy, but those are back in the day, right? But the NHL wants to dump and chase. But Michkov's like, why would we do that? We already have possession. And so what they would do is that they didn't get the zone properly, they'd pass it back to the guys behind them, the defenseman behind them, and retry. And I actually been thinking about that Michkov comment, and I'm like, I'm not saying he's wrong. I actually like that a lot. But the NHL's adopted this, and it's like, why do they keep doing that? I don't know. I mean, it's one thing if you've got like McDavid dumping and chasing because he's literally got elite speed and he can win those battles and get the puck back, and Hyman and some of those guys. But you know, I don't know. You dump the puck in, and it's Niels Höglander battling against those big defensemen. it's an unfair advantage, but sometimes he comes out with the puck. You know, Garland and all those guys, I don't know. I don't think the dump and chase is great for this team. I'm kind of like with Michkov on that one. I think Demko should only play 30 games. I think he'll play 40, maybe 45, and that's what will be a 35, 45, maybe for him and Lankinen, and then maybe a couple for the young guys. Pettersson will get 100 if they put him with Besser all year. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. Swap Hogs or DeBrusk up there, but they're going to kill it. I hope so. I hope you're right. Why are we so sure Carlson has such great offensive upside? So far in the handful of games he has played in the NHL level, he has 0 to show for that. It might not translate. You're right, Daniel. It might not translate. It definitely might not translate. I just think another year in the AHL, getting more reps, getting more confidence, scoring big goals in playoffs, it's going to start translating. Will he score 30 goals this year? Probably not. But even if he scores 10, that would be good. That would be good. How much will Kiefer Sherwood get in the next contract? If he has another year like he did this year, I could see him getting $3-4 million. The hits alone are impressive. Kevin says Carlson has more points in the NHL than Lecker-Mackey. Well, yeah. But hasn't he played more games though? Rat says Foote got asked what style he would have, and his answer was basically that he studies the other teams. People celebrating Tocchet quitting don't realize management wanted to keep him for a reason. Yeah, I mean he's the protege, right? Of his. Meanwhile, Sherwood has 19 goals last year, and considering all the injuries, I think he was actually underutilized a bit. Wow, that's a bold statement. Sometimes on a lazy dump D, the dump and chase works. I agree. Depends on how the other goalie handles the puck. I agree. Rick Tocchet dump and chase was a terrible tactic. Didn't work very well last year. So many times we recover the puck past the defense on the dump and chase when used smart, not as a team plan. Yeah, I agree. Let's hope that Foote has better system than Tocchet did this last season. Let the offensive players play their game. I agree. I couldn't agree more, Brian. Couldn't agree more. Okay, everyone. So 120 people have been in here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to call it a night. I want to get to bed early. So thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. Again, if you want a Kempner Canucks hat, email me at kempnercanucks@gmail.com and we can talk. Have a great evening. And of course, always, we're going to cheer this team on. Go Canucks. Go.